Kashmir Debates. Kashmir has always managed to be in the headlines, be it nationally or internationally. This time around, there's a kind of a confusion, a mixed feeling about a person who has managed to be on international debut in the cricket field. I'm talking about Parvez Rasool, who has joined Indian cricket team as a player. There's a kind of a mixed feeling and mixed opinions about Parvez being a part of Indian cricket team. That is why Rising Kashmir Debates, Parvez Rasool's international debut. And to discuss this, we have with us Gowhar Geelani, a journalist, a columnist, and a writer. We also have with us Manzoor Ahmad Wazir, former Ranji Trophy player and has been associated with a JK Cricket Association. We also have with us a young member, Daanish Bin Nabi, a student of conflict studies. Thank you so much to all of you for joining us for this debate. You know that there is a lot of excitement that a young star has managed to reach a level where it was unexpected earlier, a Kashmiri being at this level. And it is a kind of a congratulating step for Parvez Rasool. But yes, we know on the other side, there are opinions who are saying that he shouldn't have been there. I'll directly go to Manzoor Saab. I just wanted to know that how do you look at his achievements?
I must at the very outset congratulate this youngster for reaching a stage which we couldn't do for 50 years, a little more than 50 years. I have seen him grow as a cricketer. He started his cricket as a cricketer with a local club affiliated to JKCA. Found him very disciplined and a boy who has perhaps been the only boy stayed away from any politics in cricket. He would always mind his own business, and that's what I believe that he has reached the stage of this level. Parvez, as a cricketer, I have also been a small cricketer, had the privilege of representing the state, felt right on top of world the way I got selected for Ranji Trophy. Perhaps one of the best moments of my life was when somebody disclosed to me that you have been selected for Ranji Trophy.
Wow.
Well, that was my cherished goal. And if Parvez had this cherished goal of representing India, I have no reason to feel unhappy. If it is a cherished goal of Parvez to play for India, and he must be very happy about it, I have no reason to feel unhappy.
Let's take an opinion from Gowhar. Gowhar, we had an opinion earlier that unfortunately not all the Kashmiri boys get selected, or there's a kind of a bias towards Kashmiris not getting selected in a team. Now when we have a boy who is there in the field playing, we cheering up for him, there is a group who is disappointed with it. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, look at, first of all, we have to understand that it's a sport. You know, it's just cricket.
Right.
And there are two sports activities which Kashmiris follow like anything. One is football and another is cricket.
Right.
So, you know, cricket is not only religion in India, it's a religion in entire subcontinent.
Exactly.
So you have to see it in that context. You don't have to limit it and, you know, make it an issue out of it. I know Parvez, I have interviewed him many a time, and once he got selected for the first time when he went to Zimbabwe but didn't get a game. So I knew, you know, while talking to him, he comes from very humble background, very disciplined guy, and, you know, only knows how to play cricket. So I respect his cricket, and I have no reasons to, you know, issue certificates and issue labels of any kind. So I really salute his cricket. And he's not the first guy, you know, he's perhaps the first Kashmiri Muslim from the valley to go to the highest level, but there have been others who have, you know, who have represented cricket at the highest level. And we have boys who are playing in Ranji Trophy for many, many years. We have, you know, every single season people go in different camps. They play first-class cricket, they play Ranji, they play other tournaments at the highest level. So when we don't have issue with that, why when somebody makes it big? So it's very unfortunate that if some sections which are very vocal but are in a minority, who perhaps are jealous as well, you know, why he made it and why we couldn't go there. So this is the reason I think.
Let's take a young voice. Like you've been joining these young clubs and groups. What is their opinion about Parvez Rasool being in the field, playing for India or playing for Kashmir itself, which is a big thing?
No, firstly, let me say one thing. As far as the second group, which represents Parvez inclusion to Indian team, I request them all, they should also support Parvez Rasool. There is no need to create any fuss.
Right.
Let's keep us politics and sports at bay from each other. So we should support him, and the other group which is not supporting him should support him.
All right. And what about the youngsters who see him who watch him playing? And then, you know,
every youngster has a dream. He should to be like him. So I have talked many youngsters, many new talent is growing up. So they are saying, no, we want to be like him. We want to take Parvez Rasool's place.
Manzoor, see, like many people want to be like him. This is an achievement for Parvez and for Kashmiris itself. But my question to you is, why did it took so long, 50 odd years, for a Kashmiri boy to make a debut?
It's a question. It's a question, and you are asking a question to a person who has been associated with cricket association for a long time.
Yes.
And I have absolutely no reservations in saying that we have perhaps failed in our mission of providing the desired infrastructure and opportunities of competing with better teams, and limited exposure to our cricketers to interact and play with better oppositions. This Parvez has given us a hope, and it has strengthened our belief. And it must come as an inspiration to youngsters that there was a mindset with people, particularly at those who are not connected with cricket. They say that they were biased in selections and all that. I call that rubbish. I call that rubbish. If you have talent, you will be selected. There is nothing of that sort, that there are previous selectors are biased. I would not say that. I'll quote an instance.
Please.
That we label Parvez. I have been a part of this selection process, management, and everything. We look at Parvez as a batsman all-rounder.
Okay.
But look at the people who have better eye. They selected him as an off-spinner, as a spinner all-rounder, as a spinner. We still say that he's better as a batsman, but people with a better eye, they selected him as an off-spinner with a batting potential. I have to tell you one more thing. That is, this is the strengthening of belief. I tell you, there are a number of boys I see. I can look at them right now. They are quite just before me, that they can walk into Indian side in a few years' time. You have youngsters at the under 14, under 16, under 19, and under 25 levels. Some of them I call Shubham Khajuria.
Okay.
Shubham Khajuria is one more boy who recently played for India, a youngster. He represented India in under 19 and scored number of good runs.
Perfect.
So this is I tell you, it should strengthen our belief that there is no bias, and if you are good, you will be picked
My
up.
question to you was that, do you think that we as JK Cricket Association lacked that much of ability and capability to raise much better cricketing teams?
I will not use this platform to criticize others.
No, it is not a criticism.
Please listen to me. I am a part of the association. I am a part of the association. I will criticize my own self.
Please do.
I have been a part of the association. I tell you, without casting aspersions on anybody connected with the association, I have been a part of this management for many years. I have absolutely no reservations in saying that had we been able to deliver efficiently, it would not have taken so many years for a cricketer to reach this stage.
Gowhar wants to make a point.
You have to understand, two things very important.
Right.
First, who we are talking about. His name is Parvez Rasool. In last 2 seasons, this guy has scored over 1,200 runs, 5 centuries, 5 50s, and taken 60 wickets.
Perfect.
And then you look at people who are arguing that perhaps he doesn't deserve to be where he is. So, it's all rubbish.
Yes.
It doesn't. You see his talent. He's a man where you cannot raise questions about his ability. Now he plays as an off-spinning all-rounder. Number second, you raised this question about JKC's infrastructure, lack of it. The problem with Kashmir is that the weather we have in Kashmir, for 6 months there are no cricketing activities.
Exactly.
So when our players play, at certain levels, they want to have that momentum going on throughout the season. But the problem is, once they come back to Kashmir, it's already winter, and then for 6 months and more than 6 months, there are no activities. But things have, they do not have like those fitness centers. They do not have those quality infrastructure which other players of other states have, or other players have.
Please go ahead.
Yes, I would like to add it. just like we have an MCG Melbourne cricket ground, they have a rooftop there where they practice during rain
Underground.
and
Yeah.
during rain, snow, whatever, they practice there.
All weather.
But yes, all weather. But we don't have such facilities here.
Well,
so JKCA needs to grow up its potential, grow up its infrastructure, so that talent,
More talent
comes out.
Please.
I would like to say a few words about this, that Gowhar साहब के लिए मैं बात कहूँगा that this is the only state in J&K where you can have cricket for all these 12 months. You have one province, Jammu. Please let me complete.
All right.
You have one province, Jammu, and one province is Kashmir. You have 6 months good weather in Jammu and 6 months good weather in. It does not in any way mean that I am not in favor of raising an academy where our youngsters will be at work during winters. That's a very positive point he has said. But I tell you what's really good is that association has got to come out with a plan where our cricketers will have cricket for all the 12 months.
Okay.
Just I don't want to. I mean, I don't dispute what he's saying. It's not only about weather conditions. It's about, like, what facilities a cricketer has. It's like our cricketer from, for example, if he is from Ganderwal and you say to him go to Jammu, but does he have that facilities?
We'll come back. We'll come back to the facilities and infrastructure. I want to make a point that you are a journalist, you're a writer, you're a columnist. You know the situation of Kashmir for so many years. And now Parvez coming to a game, you said it's a religion in itself. Sporting is a religion, and players have nothing to do with a country or something. It is just a player you're playing there as a team. Will it be good to make point that discussions and debates are going on that Parvez should not be a part of a team? There's a lot of conflict going around. What do you have to say about that, and how can we change this mindset?
I think I wrote 3 articles on the same subject. I will talk about myself before criticizing others. I have been out of Kashmir, out of India for the last 8-9 years.
All right.
So I travel on an Indian passport, and it's for my work, And other people who work in government, departments, state government departments, central government departments, police, qualify IAS, KS, they're all doing it. You cannot call all of them as collaborators. It's not. It's a question of bread and butter for Parvez Rasool.
Right.
He eats cricket, he sleeps cricket, he drinks cricket.
Right.
So it's the only way he knows. So let him play cricket and let us stop playing politics over it.
We should not victimize Parvez. We should support him. That's it.
I want to make a point, Daanish. The way Parvez Rasool is playing out there as a part of a team and a Kashmiri, we have seen earlier in 1983 and 1987 that Kashmiris never supported Indian team when they came to play here. But now look at the situation.
That situation was different.
I want to make a point. Now look at the situation. Today the mindset has changed. Today people are cheering up for Parvez, sitting back at home.
Please, let me answer this. Sorry. These are 2 different things. Now you're raising a different question. I say, like, when Parvez will play for India, it doesn't mean that conflict has ended in Kashmir.
Right.
Nobody is supporting Azadi. These are 2 different things. When there will be a cricket match and perhaps Parvez will be part of the Indian team, all grandmothers, moms, and they will sit on the prayer mat praying that let Parvez score a 50, take 3 wickets, but also pray that India has to lose. So you have to understand that. So Pakistan cricket is like, it's our heartbeat. Everybody supports Pakistan cricket. You don't need any analysis, any research to prove it. It's in our blood. So you cannot negate the conflict, political conflict out of it. But let us support Parvez and do not play politics over it.
But I want you to make a point that why should people discuss Parvez and victimize Parvez so that his spirits get low with each passing time, and his parents even face tough times?
I think there is, like, in our society there are some elements who thrive on this jaded negativity. They need certain things to take a target at. It's like, when somebody qualifies IAS, tops IAS, or, gets selected, it's like, you need to find symbols where you can just throw a stone at. But I think it's a vocal minority. It's not the general impression. People are happy that, he's playing. And I especially talk to young cricketers like Umar Alam, Manzoor Ali, who are, are young cricketers, and they feel Parvez is an inspiration. He's like a role model for new generation to emulate.
Right. Manzoor Saab, he said that he is a role model now. I want to, since you're associated with JK Cricket Association, how much scope is there for the youngsters, upcoming generation?
I tell you, there is a lot of scope. Only one thing has got to be done. That is, we have got to deliver. Association has got to deliver and ensure that we provide a lot of exposure to our cricketers to compete with better and stronger oppositions, have interstate matches other than Ranji Trophy, have camps, call good people, good coaches and trainers who can spend some time here. I think the talent-wise, our state is no less than any. And just I would like to also make one point. There are a number of footballers who played for India,
Right.
and they never faced any problems. So let us leave it to cricketers and footballers.
Right.
If they want to play for India, why should
Danish,
you regret it?
You are a part of conflict studies, and sports has a lot to do when it comes to conflict. What do you think that Parvez has a role and sports has a role to play to neutralize things, to actually normalize things? Do you agree to that?
Yes, I do agree to it. As Gowhar Saab said, the thing is, in Kashmir we have a conflict, and youth are integrated with this conflict. So they need to bit relax their minds, get out of this thing. And Parvez Rasool is the best thing which our youth can follow.
That's true.
To get a bit lighter, to get out of this conflict. Parvez is the best.
Just Jahan, I want to make the point.
Yeah.
You see, like we have a shikara wala at the Dal Lake.
All right,
He goes for earning his bread and butter and rows his boat, and then he smiles. And somebody from Delhi takes a shot at him, captures his image, and says shikara wala is happy. Kashmiris have forgotten about azadi and political aspiration.
Right.
Then there's tourism. We have 5 lakh tourists, so everything is normal. It's a normalcy indicator. But that doesn't mean that the political problem does not exist.
Okay.
Anybody can say anything. The political conflict is there, and that needs a solution. But we are not talking about that right now.
Okay, so, keeping it aside, I want to ask you that: do you think Kashmir's cricketers, as sporting teams or players, have grown in a constant fear that they will get rejected at a selecting platforms?
I don't think so. We have Samiullah Beg. He's a friend who just grew up before my eyes.
Okay.
I know him since he was a young boy. I have seen his progress. There was a time when he went to MRF Pace Academy, and he even bowled at Sachin Tendulkar. And then Dennis Ledy was his coach, the Australian pacer, and he told him that if you don't get selected, it will be your tough luck. You're so talented. So there is no dearth of talent in Kashmir. There are many youngsters. Even Abdul Qayyum from Bijbihara, he has played at the highest level, represented Air India as well. Played. Boys have made their impact, but the problem was, our team, J&K team, did not figure well in the Ranji Trophy competitions where they could not, beat other teams. But now this has also changed. Last time they qualified for the quarterfinals.
Manzoor Sahab, the way we look at cricket, we are very religious about cricket. Now look at it. In 2009, we have had an issue, a security issue with Parvez Rasool. You're a part of JK Cricket Association. How did you took that particular moment, that particular instant for Parvez Rasool when he was arrested for some time, detained over an allegation which was proved false later? How did you react to that?
I very well remember it. The moment this news was broken to us, I issued a press statement that there can be nothing positive about it. Because this boy, particularly those who had been seeing him, he's I would say, religious-minded boy, a disciplined boy, and we all could see that this is never possible. And somebody played a mischief. Somebody played a mischief just to create a problem. Otherwise, would never think of such a situation to come up. And people at the helm of affairs, they also stepped in, and it was resolved very peacefully.
Gowhar, do you agree to that there is a kind of a stereotype going around about linking Kashmiris to every other incident?
No, I think it was 2009.
Yeah.
And I wrote an article about that last year in July.
All right.
And it was like they suspected his sports kit bag, carrying some explosives. That the forensic report later cleared him of all that. And then look at this guy's, determination. He scored a polished 60, the very next day. In the C.K. Naidu Trophy, competition. And this guy then had to prove before the Indian media and the Indian people that he was not a terrorist, that he was a talented cricketer. And now it is a challenge before him to prove to the Kashmiris and our media that I am a talented cricketer, not a traitor. So you have to please, excuse him and let him play cricket.
The Rising Kashmir Debates is basically about putting a mindset, putting an idea in front of the viewers, in front of Kashmir's society. Just because you are here to discuss all this, I want you to make a point, make a platform to tell people that is it good to victimize Parvez?
It's not doing good to our society. It's not going to do any good to Parvez. It's not going to do good to those people who are like his detractors at the moment, which I very much feel that it's a very minuscule minority, and otherwise people are happy that somebody from a humble background from Bijbihara, South Kashmir town has made it big, and I think the entire Kashmir supports that and celebrates it.
What's your
I think
opinion?
Pakistan has never had problems playing India. Did Pakistanis have problems
I don't
playing
think.
for India, for against India?
No.
So I think we should leave it to the cricketers.
Today the world, like for example, players like Azhar Mahmood, who was a Pakistani cricketer, then moved to United
And
Kingdom.
now the IPL, the way we look
and
at
then
it.
he plays in IPL. It's a global village. Now you
Right.
cannot be frogs in the well. That
Not only
Parvez
that,
can go and play cricket everywhere.
Our 5-6 boys were on the IPL panel.
Now, do you think that if we, in a way, move in this particular direction with a negative mindset and with a confined, limited outlook, do you think it will actually harm the sportsmanship of the sportsmen in
Parvez
Kashmir?
is too determined to be, carried.
No, I'm talking about the upcoming
Yes,
players.
yes. Overall, it's a problem in our society, which we, debates like this to carry positive vibes and
Gowhar
create
sahab,
positive atmosphere.
you'll actually एक बात मैं करना चाहूँगा.
please.
That is, I remember, there was no cricket for 6-7 years in J&K, in Kashmir. I think we revived cricket in '94. There was no cricket for 7
Why?
years. Because of the conflict. I tell you one thing, that not even a single moment I can say किसी भी ग्रुप ने, किसी भी तंजीम ने हमें किसी जगह तंग किया. I have not, because I was a part of this cricket all through. Yeah, I wonder why people keep on saying we have had absolutely no reservation. किसी ने हमें कोई नहीं कहा. उन्हें कहा आप खेले क्रिकेट हमसे. Nobody tortured us for anything. We managed cricket at a low profile, but
Do
we
we have
continued.
a special budget for sports events in Kashmir?
No, we have our cricket association is funded by BCCI. It is Board of Cricket
The only
Control in
thing
India.
JKCA has is money, but whether it is spent in the right direction is a
That's the
question
big
mark.
issue. Bygones, forget politics, bygones are bygones. But the thing is, JKCA should come up with a good infrastructure now for the young budding talent which is coming up.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line.
Do we have scholarships?
Well, there are plenty of avenues for boys.
Please.
There are a lot of avenues. Say, I tell you, any boy who has good talent, we send number of youngsters to different programs. I tell you, there is absolutely no reason. Any boy playing for Ranji Trophy for a season gets around 10 lakhs. Gets around 10 lakhs if he plays a full. It is just something very normal. There are absolutely no stoppings for boys. All that has to be done, as very rightly said. We have got to organize our association in a very, very scientific way.
Okay.
With no group politics around, I tell you, this association has suffered because of group politics. And if there is no group politics, I see no reason why JKCA will not be right on top of it.
I have talked with Parvez Rasool once. He particularly gave stress on the infrastructure. He said it to me that we don't have a good, proper infrastructure in Kashmir.
And you have to understand,
Right.
what kind of sports is being played right now, around the world. You have a separate man for pep talk. You have a mentor. You have a bowling coach. You have a batting coach. You have a spin bowling coach. You have a fast
Right.
bowling coach. You have a masseur. It's like you have 20 people in the staff.
Right.
So you cannot go the traditional way where you had one coach who perhaps was a bowler and now he's teaching people how to bat.
Right.
You can't do that. So it's a like now you have to have multi talented people within that camp where you could hone your skills.
Danish, do you see the change in attitude, especially when we talk about youngsters? The way they are looking at cricket now, the way they are joining these
Yes,
cricket
there's a lot of
associations.
change among our young generation. They want to play. They want to play for Kashmir or for India. They are supporting Parvez Rasool. There is no doubt about it.
For instance, that even if we as a society stop a person like Parvez Rasool from playing a team with which we have had conflict and we still have conflict, does that mean we are stopping a huge chunk of generation from creating a better career?
Exactly, because Parvez has broken this barrier, and now if you target Parvez, it would mean that no one else will be having that dream. It will be he will be scared. People will be scared to see that dream and then live their dreams. I'll tell you an example. Kevin Peterson is an England cricketer.
Okay.
And he plays for England. And once he returns to India, he captains the side, Delhi Daredevils. Does
Yes.
that mean his entire politics, entire nationality, his ideology has changed?
No.
You can't limit such people. Footballers from Germany who play in Bundesliga, they go and play in Champions League in other European nations. It's a changed world. You don't have to think that way.
Right. Manzoor, how can we change the
I
mind?
think we need to pursue politics at our own level and pursue sports at our own level. We have objectives in politics.
And let the
We hold that
politicians
dear
deal
to
with
us,
them.
and we hold cricket also dear to us. We achieve our goals political way, and we achieve our goals.
And now, what is Parvez Rasool for all of us?
Parvez Rasool is that cricketer to me who has given us honor of being exceptionally good. I tell you, there was no stoppage. There were a number of brilliant cricketers like Rauf. He would have walked into Indian side had there been a one-day format or T20 format. There were no better stroke player than, this is not Manzoor saying, this is what Bishan Singh Bedi would always say whenever we would sit with him.
Right.
That Rauf would have walked into any Indian side, such a brilliant stroke player and a fantastic bowler and an all-rounder. But perhaps we didn't have the positive mindset and lack of exposure, and as very rightly said, that lack of infrastructure.
And now when we have Parvez in international cricket, we have a lot of way to go. I mean, I think that he's become an inspiration for the upcoming
definitely
generation.
he is.
I tell
As
you-
Gowhar said, if there is no first for KSIS, why for Parvez Rasool? Why are we victimizing him? It goes one beyond mind.
Is somebody victimizing him? This is a new
No, by victimizing, by victimizing, I mean, why are we giving
We
him
should not
such
even
a-
debate.
Okay.
We
Yes,
should not
we
even
could
debate.
debate such
No,
a thing.
We should not even
There
debate.
was no
this.
debate when Shah Faisal qualified the IAS.
Okay.
He was not in.
I would say there should not be a debate on what you call victimizing, because
Well-
I don't see the youngsters who are pursuing different missions. They hold Kashmir dear to them,
to play
and
cricket.
Kashmiris are very dear to them.
Thanks a million for coming on Rising
Thank
Kashmir
you.
Debates. But my point here is that Rising Kashmir here today debated Parvez Rasool's achievements. It was not about the victimization. It was about the change of mindset.
I don't see
It
anybody
was
will
about-
victimize him.
It was about cricket. The boy has actually made Kashmir society proud. And we hope that upcoming generations will also do something that will actually make us feel more proud than what we are at the moment. I think cricket is followed as a religion and we should not politicize it at all. We need to work on it. We need to work more on the infrastructure. And in future, we hope that we have better players to play in different teams across the world. Thanks very much for watching this edition of Rising Kashmir Debates. See you next time. Till then, take care and goodbye.